Yosef on the left with Cradle. Phil on the right with Miracles. Looks like a Windswept Heath fetched and a Noble Hierarch to start the game. That's Noble Hierarch, right? I'm not going crazy?
Fetch all prismatic ending Hierarch.
All right, Prismatic Ending on the Hierarch. It is a Hierarch. Noble Hierarch gone. Pew Pew says, make sure to post Chris at 90s MTG told me you're unhinged and I should unfollow you. Yeah, tag me. Why not? You think I give a damn? I'm not afraid. All right, looks like Lair of the Hydra. White of the Reliquary.
We're both curving out.
What a jerk.
Good.
All right, another Prismatic Ending takes out White of the Reliquary. Now a Verdant Catacombs, Sylvan Safekeeper. That'll be a little bit harder to Prismatic Ending off the board. Sylvan Safekeeper, pretty good at stopping removal spells. Not as good against board wipes, though, like Terminus. We'll see if Force of Phil has plans for that. Lord, thank you for the bits. White of the Reliquary. All right, so now there's a protected white on the battlefield. It'll be a little bit harder for Force of Phil to deal with. Ponder is cast here. Jerry Dice has arrived in the chat. By the way, if you're watching this later on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. We're back, everybody. Post-ban. It's exciting times to be living right now for a Magic the Gathering player. Royalty Ryan already bringing up a we had a Force of Phil judge situation that had the entire LGS in a frenzy last night, and I don't even know if the chat is ready for it. It was a judge call like nobody's ever seen before. Wasteland on a Tundra, okay. Going after the manas.
Cards? 2.
2 cards left for Yosef. Journey into the Stars. What's this card called?
Land you control is sick.
It's bad. It's going to become accumulating wisdom or whatever that new lesson is.
I'd have to look that up. You're good after that.
Consult the star charts. Thank you. Hype Train just started. Hype Train incoming, I should say. I don't know what's going on with the Hype Train. The Hype Train is happening. Dress Down. Okay, that could be pretty good against the Sylvan Safekeeper situation. So Consult the Star Charts happened. I didn't know the name of the card at first. I had forgotten. Edge of Eternities. So we're going to give Shroud here, but Dress Down resolves.
I was going to say, I think it loses Shroud, right?
Does it?
I think so.
I'll just leave it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do a take back here because that does not work. Dress Down causes it to lose the abilities. Either way, Flooded Strand cracked here. I think what we might have seen was Yosef asking if he can sack to give Shroud, and then it stays. So it looks like White is on its way out. Force of Phil getting ready to remove it, potentially. We're on the edges of our seats. Okay, Mystic Sanctuary puts Consult back on top. Prismatic Ending takes out the White, so the White is gone. So Consult the Star Charts will be available for next turn for Force of Phil. Sylvan Safekeeper lived. It will still be able to safekeep stuff.
I definitely played 2 lands, didn't I?
That's I wasn't sure if you did or not.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that, like, because you had wastelanded me, so I should not have 4 lands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still have it untapped.
I'll then hit this thing.
Yeah, this is
Good.
All right. So, all right, backing up a little bit here, a correction. Force of Fill might have played an extra land, so the Safekeeper will be removed by the Prismatic Ending. Phil did not have enough mana to get the white. That's an Elvish Reclaimer, a nice-looking one.
It's swing. No, it can't be 0. It has to be 1. So just this. 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lord saying that Phil played an Explorer. Yeah, exactly. Stop cheating, Force of Phil. There's going to be one of these YouTube compilations, biggest Magic the Gathering cheaters of all time, and number 1 is going to be Force of Phil, and they're going to play that clip.
Want to read this one? It's a little bit more fun.
That Elvish Reclaimer might be a little bit more difficult to read. It does have the text on it, though, from what I remember. One of the secret lairs, I believe, for Elvish Reclaimer. I don't remember which one, but Reclaimer just got hit by Prismatic Ending. And it's going to be sacrificed in response to the white to find a land. There was a Bajuka Bog that exiled Phil's graveyard, in case anybody missed that.
I'll get a Talon's Gate. ETB.
Okay, the white of the Reliquary is getting phased out. Could have... I don't know what Yosef's plan is here, but was there an opportunity to sack the lair instead of the Reclaimer and keep the Reclaimer? Is that important? I don't know. But I'm just pointing out. Okay, Lair of the Hydra. X is 3. Big attack comes in. Phil drops to 7. Phil might need a miracle. All right, another Prismatic Ending on the white. Looks like only one card for Yosef in hand. Windswept Heath could fetch Dryad Arbor potentially and sack it to the white, but what does that do? Okay, white is gone. All right, now Windswept Heath will get correct. Yeah, I think Yosef's altered bayous used to belong to Force of Phil. A little bit of 90s MTG lore. Dryad Arbor is found. Looks like Phil has a few cards in hand, maybe 3? 2? Phil's at 7. Wooded Foothills got played. I don't think we can present a lethal attack this turn, but a pretty strong attack this turn, potentially with this Lair of the Hydra. Dryad Arbor probably attacks too. All right, I think the Hydra's a 4/4. Drops Phil to 5. Looks like Phil's hand is Flusterstorm Force of Will. Terminus was on top of the deck. That gets rid of the Dryad Arbor, but then the Lair of the Hydra would still swing for lethal. So Yosef takes game 1. Ryan liking the music at the shop in the background. Getting ready for game 2. Phil will be on the play.
Okay.
Mystic Sanctuary, pass the turn. Ignoble Hierarch. It's a goblin. Counterbalance.
Not a fan, but yeah.
Good.
Okay, Wasteland takes out that Tundra. Ignoble Hierarch. Oh, sorry, White of the Reliquary. Countered by Counterbalance, revealing a Counterbalance on top of the deck. That's pretty gross. Here's a Ponder. Pew Pew points out we ban Entomb, and Phil thinks he can play Counterbalance again. Yeah. Phil's still hanging on to Counterbalance in 2025. Will Phil play Counterbalance in 2026? We'll see. We'll see. Counterbalance does prevent some things from happening. Once upon a time, you're supposed to cast that as the first spell of the game, Yosef. What a punt. Jerry is calling it a lock with Counterbalance. Not quite. Once upon a time slips through. Guys, Cradle's not bad as far as a card, but there's only one creature on the battlefield right now for Yosef.
Gotta buy you, trying to cast it.
That Phil will play. Jerry actually was saying that Phil's playing Counterbalance in 2026 as a lock. Fair enough. All right, Sylvan Safekeeper gets countered by a Prismatic Ending on top of Force of Phil's deck revealed by Counterbalance. So Counterbalance count is 2, I think, now, right?
Property to surveil lands. I like it.
All right, Phil's surveilling here with Meticulous Archive. Dumps Prismatic Ending. Ryan says I can't do Counterbalance and Ponder Tracker. Ryan, we need you to do both. Ryan keeps track of the number of ponders on stream usually. Search for Escanta is in.
If I have Threshold, I can transform it, and you know what the land does. Transforms into the land. It's two and a blue, tap it, so 4 total. I get to Narset activation.
Okay.
Search for Escanta, not a card we see much in Legacy these days, but a favorite of Force of Phil. You can see it's altered. Phil is a longtime collector of these altered cards. There's that Gaia's Cradle. Green Sun Zenith X's 2. Looks like Lorien revealed on top of Phil's deck. Sometimes it's a little hard to recognize the altars. The Bolars, thank you for the sub with Prime. 45 months. And says, sad that Entomb is gone. Pour one out for Entomb, folks. It's gone. Gaddock Teeg is found by Yosef. Okay.
Go ahead.
That stops Prismatic Ending. It stops Terminus. It stops Lorien Revealed. It stops Chase the Mind Sculptor. It stops... what else? Entreat the Angels. Force of Will. Karn, the One Ring. Disintegrate. Okay, Ponder goes back to the top of Phil's deck with Mystic Sanctuary. So Gaddock Teeg might get a pump from Exalted here and start attacking, I guess. Search for Escanta still not flipped over. 5 cards, it looks like, in Phil's graveyard. White of the Reliquary. Yeah, it stops Ojutai's command. That's a big one. Rakdos' return. Yeah. Let's name every card that Gaddock Teeg stops in the chat, please. So Phil resolving a ponder now. Could set the top of the deck for counterbalance the way he wants, potentially. Supreme Verdict to shut off, yeah. Condescend, yeah. Mike says Teeg is just a chill guy. Good old Gaddock Teeg. Will Gaddock Teeg be in the Lorwyn set next year, chat? Dress down. Well,
It seems like that. Yeah, that's fine.
Terminus will be able to get cast when Gaddock Teeg has no abilities. Damn it. And yes, I'm rooting for the Green Sun Zenith deck, folks. Come on. Talon Gates of Madara. Okay, that helps the situation. Phase out Gaddock Teeg. Gaddock Teeg's going to make it through.
So phase it, that it's phased
Until my next untap.
Yeah.
I think the dress down was still on the stack when Gaddock Teeg was phased out, I guess. Oh wait, yeah, I don't know. That might have been an error. All right, so a Thoughtseize is fired off here. It looks like Phil's hand has Counterbalance, Terminus, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and is that card called Cosmic Rebirth or something? It's from Aftermath. Yeah, Cosmic Rebirth is the one.
Yep, just Jace.
All right, Jace the Mind Sculptor is taken by Thoughtseize. It's gone. Dress down goes away.
I already took the 2 because I only fetched once.
Oh, okay, my bad. If you already nailed it, you already.
I think so. Sure, chat will let me know.
All right, chat. Let Yosef know if he has the life totals wrong. We should just have the chat do the life totals from now on.
It's correct, sir? Alright, I'll keep this. Transform this.
All right, so Ascanta transforms, Lorien revealed, gets cast, Gaddock Teeg is phased out, don't forget.
I'll pass.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary put Ponder back on top of the deck. Counterbalance is still on the board. Gaddock Teeg has phased back in. It's back. Everybody knows how phasing works, right? Oh, God. If I have to explain how phasing works one more frickin' time. Didn't any of you people draft Visions? I mean, what the hell? Attacking with Gaddock Teeg after Ignoble Hierarch gets played. Exalted trigger happened. Okay, White of the Reliquary. I like this card, White of the Reliquary. I'm a fan. Been playing it quite a bit over the past year and a half or whatever. All right, Ascanta getting activated here. Prismatic Ending is found. Can't use it with Gaddock Teeg in the battlefield. Yeah, what happened with the Counterbalance and Ignoble Hierarch? I just don't know. All right, here's a Ponder for Force of Fill. Okay, a Force of Fill Wasteland. You see it every once in a while. Takes out Gaia's Cradle. I don't know what the craziest thing Yosef can do with his mana is in this deck. I just don't know the build that well.
Sylvan Safekeeper and White Observer. So this should be 4. This would be 2.
How do we kill them?
You counter them.
Counter them. Got it. Okay, so this is 4, 5, 6.
Go ahead.
All right, Phil drops to 6. Phil's life total getting low. It's getting low. It's going to be difficult for Phil to Terminus or Prismatic Ending or any of that stuff with the Gaddock Teeg on the battlefield, I'll remind everyone. There's a Ponder for Phil. Dress down. Okay, that could help our situation. I think Phil said I'm casting that on my end step, so it'll last through Yosef's turn. I think that's what Phil said. It would make sense if we're setting up Terminus. All right, sacking white, sacking Ignoble Hierarch to the white.
That's just X Fireball, right?
Yep. Dress down's good.
Okay, so a Lair of the Hydra was found. Dress down then resolves.
Yeah, I mean, it's really to stop like monolith key into you probably need to go again next week. Yeah, maybe
Unclear to me what Phil's hand is here. We know about... Oh, I think I spotted a copy of Terminus, but that's not going to be very useful right now. Prismatic Ending could be used if this is still Phil's main phase. I don't know that it is. Gaddock Teeg has done a lot of disrupting in this game. Little bit of slow play maybe, but we're probably in the last turn here. One way or another, this game might be ending on the following turn. We'll have to see, though. Lair of the Hydra was a good find by the white. Phil's at
So as it stands, it would be a 3-3.
Phil's at 6, though. So we'd be able to survive a hit from just the Lair. Okay, so apparently we were still in Phil's main phase. I misheard. Gaddock Teeg is removed by a Prismatic Ending. The white is removed by a Prismatic Ending. Okay. Dress down goes away and passes it back to Yosef, who has the Lair still. Maybe Yosef will fetch a Dryad Arbor here. Dress down plus 2 prismatic endings has cleared the board of White of the Reliquary and Gaddock Teeg. Those are big cards to get off the board for Phil. But Phil's life total is low, and Yosef does have creatures, technically, for the following turn to attack. Thinking about cracking Windswept Teeth. All right, not going to do it. Okay, cracking the Heath now. Getting a Bayou. And Lara the Hydra will become a 3/3 and attack, dropping Phil to 3. All right, so Phil gets to take another turn.
Activate his Counterbalance.
Okay, activating Ascanta in upkeep. What does that do? Needs a way to beat Lara of the Hydra. Okay, gets Prismatic Ending.
Target your sign.
Okay, Cosmic Rebirth, get back Wasteland, blow up Lara of the Hydra. Phil might have just stabilized this game. Counterbalance is on the board, blew up the lair, gained some life, back up to 6. Yosef might regret not getting the Dryad Arbor. Gets it now. Dryad Arbor is a little bit of a tricky card. Is this natural order? Natural order. Wasteland revealed on top. All right, force pitching Counterbalance. Had the counter for natural order. We had not seen natural order yet in this match. Likely would have found Atraxa or Verdant Force or something like that. What do you think Yosef would have found with natural order, Jack? Thorn Elemental, maybe? Could have been anything. Well, now we know it's a natural order deck. That'll be something to watch out for. Dart says Thorn Elemental was one of my first rares. Love that card. Did you get it in that 7th edition deck or something like that? Wasn't there a 7th edition foil Thorn Elemental? That was like... I don't know if it was the best card in the set, but it was like the most known card in the set for whatever reason. All right, Dart started in 7th edition. What was your first set, everybody? Mine was 4th edition and Ice Age, kind of more or less at the same time. Green Sun Zenith X is 3. Could be some nasty ones in the 3 mana value slot of this deck. Grist could be a possibility. Did we see any other 3 drops from Yosef's deck so far? I'm trying to think if we saw any already. I don't think we saw any 3 drops yet. Well, we'll see what Yosef finds shortly. Odyssey revised. Homelands in the chat. Shout out to Homelands. Oh, looks like Endurance could be the choice. Yeah, okay. Endurance is a fine choice here. Get rid of Phil's Graveyard. Could disrupt his Mystic Sanctuaries a bit. Pew Pew started with 7th. Okay, prismatic ending hits that endurance. Phil's at 5, just hanging on. Where's the advantage bar right now, Jet? Did Phil take over this game? Ignoble Hierarch. It's a creature. Activating as Kanta in response. Finds Thwart. Brainstorm revealed with Counterbalance. Uh-oh. So now with Thwart and Counterbalance, Yosef just with 1 card in hand. It's not looking good for Yosef right now, to be honest.
Okay, I'm rolling that here. This is not doing anything.
Force of Will is found. Consult the star charts. Looks like it's getting kicked. I feel like this game is slipping away from Yosef. Phil's in control at this point. I just saw Yosef, I think, turn to look at the camera. The timer. I might be thinking about conceding here. We're just seeing how much time he has. Once upon a time.
Kind of launch your girl with customer.
Brainstorm in response with Counterbalance on the stack. We might be getting into the part of the game where Phil counters every possible game action. Force of Will. Yeah, I'm not liking Yosef's chances of getting out of this duress. Do we even care if we're Force of Phil? Looks like Phil's ready to reveal the hand. I think if you're Phil here, you're just, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I think that's a scoop too. I'm with Yosef here. Good play by Yosef scooping. Moving on to game 3. So now Yosef will be on the play for game 3. We now know Natural Order is in the deck. That'll be something to keep in mind. It's possible Phil changed his sideboard between games 2 and 3 a bit. Potentially. It's possible. All right. Looked like 2 cards went on the bottom for Phil there. A multi 5. Turn 1, Noble Hierarch for Yosef. Jerry says, what bans? Yeah, we had some bans. It's a whole new meta. And I don't know about all of you. I'm excited to see it unfold. So many, we were talking about this earlier, so many takes on social media about how the company that makes my favorite trading card game doesn't care about me and whatever. Okay, Green Sun Zenith X is 2 here for Yosef. I think potentially we could have a really nice metagame for a while. All right, so Gaddock Teeg is back on the board. We saw in game 2 how much it disrupted Force of Phil's game plan. Some dress downs were key in getting Phil to beat Gaddock Teeg, allowing Phil to beat Gaddock Teeg.
Playing Enchantress.
Splits like an enchant creature.
Do you know the classic band that sculpted a generation, Sum 41?
Yes. So it's just a. Okay.
It's a clue.
Got it.
Go ahead.
All right, there is Into the Deep. I made a typo on that. What is this card called again? Why isn't MTG bot finding it? Am I forgetting what it's called? Bear with me. In Too Deep. Sorry, I said the wrong name. In Too Deep was played on Gaddock Teeg. So Gaddock Teeg lost all of its abilities and is now a clue. Prismatic Ending on white of the Reliquary. Key 9 Curator is on the board as well. Folks, I'm sorry. I don't know any Sum 41 songs. I just have no idea. Once Upon a Time. If there's a Sum 41 song I absolutely have to hear, or any song, I like music, post it in our Discord server, please. I know nothing. Side order has arrived, so Nadu is only legal in Vintage. Is that true? I just have no idea. Gaddock Teeg has lost all abilities. It's a clue. It's a clue. It's enchanted right now by In Too Deep. I kind of messed up that explanation moments ago. Here's Consult the Star Charts. All right, the clue has been stacked. The Gaddock Teeg clue is gone. Pew Pew says only if you want to feel like an angsty suburban kid in the 90s, talking about Sum 41. I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. I think I'm a pass on that.
Exile and enchantments, instants, sorcery, prismatic.
All right, Key 9 and Curator is starting to eat up the graveyard. This is post-ban. We're in a new world right now, chat. This is the new meta. We're not showing pre-ban stuff on stream. That's all. We deleted all of it. There was never a world before the bans of Entomb and Nadu. All right, that is the match. Force of Phil drops game 3, and Yosef gets it. GG's.